morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Li Hui. I now work as an English teacher in Yuanshan Elementary School, which was located in Taoyuan City. My school consists of probably about 65 classes in my school and nearly 2,000 students. So it is a really big school. Before I study my presentation, I would like to say I feel very grateful that I could join this program and went to New Zealand and take very useful teaching methods from the New Zealand, and then I can take back to my students. So today my topic is the effect of multiple board game-based learning on English vocabulary acquisition. And so here is my content. First, I'm going to talk about a useful teaching idea, what's in my mind. And second is about my research. I'm going to talk about the board game learning. And third is the reflection on studying in UA, University of Auckland. And first, I'm going to share about the useful teaching idea. And when I think about this useful teaching idea, the first question comes up to my mind is like, what do students like to do? And then my answer is play. Yeah, I think students like to play, adults like to play, and as a teacher, I like to play. So I would like to think, what can I do when I'm in my classroom? That is play. Yeah. So here I would like to introduce two kinds of things that I did in my classroom. The first one is word dodgeball. It's like the PE class, the dodgeball that we regular learn in our elementary school. But here I would like to put something that is connected with English class, that is word dodgeball. So as a teacher, the teaching goal is to check whether students know how to spell the word. So I will use this kind of game in the end of the semester because students have already learned a lot of words. So each student, they will have an alphabet on their body. So I will stick the paper and an alphabet on their body. And when I say a word, for example, I said apple, and each team, the team A should throw the ball to the team B's A, and then to the B, P, and then P and L and E. So this is kind of English and connect with PE class that I will do in the semester and after the final exam. So I think students feel very exciting and when they play the word dodgeball. And second is kind of the board game that I usually apply to my class. So the first one is kind of finger twister. Finger twister, two people a group, and as a teacher I will prepare for the paper, and on the paper there will be a lot of circles. And each circle there is a word on it. When teacher said a word, for example, when I say who, and the students should put their finger, whether they use their thumb, their fourth finger, middle finger, and little finger, whatever they want to, and let's say put on the word. And then I said a second word, for example, R, and then they can't move away their first finger, and they still find the word R on it. And the winner is that who can put the finger in the right word correctly, and they do not move away their fingers. So sometimes they will say, teacher, my fingers, like this. So it's kind of interesting, but I would like to check whether they know the word and the sum between their knowledge. Yeah. And the second one is that because our publisher, in the beginning of the semester, our publisher will give us lots of posters about the words, poster cards about the words. So I think it could do a lot of activities during the class. So in this class, after they learn the vocabulary and I will put the cards in the middle of the group, and one person choose a card, and she or he do the movement or gestures, and the rest of the students, they should write down the words and check whether the words is correct or not. So this is the two things that I will do in my classroom. So let's see about this video that I will do in my classroom. It's very easy and everyone can apply it in the classroom.
比动作。好，写单字。
And the rest of the students write down the words.
Okay, very good.
Yes, like this.
Hi.
So now I'm going to share about my action research about the board game learning. And the background of the study is that the game-based learning has caused educators at all levels, with the kindergarten, elementary school, junior high school, and even high schools. They care about the game-based learning and their effective learning. And game-based learning plays a major role in language acquisition and creativity, because when they play more, they have create more something that you can't even imagine it. And what's more, educational games also promote open-ended opportunities for practice. So, the purpose of my study is that I would like to investigate the effect of board game on Alpha learners in their vocabulary learning acquisition. And for the vocabulary learning achievement, I will focus on the two parts. The first one is word meaning. The second one is their word spelling. Yeah. And here is my research question. To what extent does the integration of a board game into English instruction improve learners' English vocabulary learning achievement? It means that I would like to see how much improvements before and after I do the board game learning. And so for the participants, there were two groups of students. One is experimental group who I apply the board game into their teaching. And the second group is the control group that do the traditional teaching. And two groups of students, they share a similar background at the public elementary school in my school. And the measurement I will use is English vocabulary learning achievement test, which was designed by me. And for the data analysis, I will use the t-test to examine the differences between the two groups to see the improvements from pre-test and post-test result for each group. So here is my results and discussion. To what extent does the integration of a board game into elementary English instruction improve learners' English vocabulary learning achievements? And for the improvement in learning word meaning, so we can see this table. For the experimental group and the control group, the mean of the score, they improve a lot. But for experimental group, they improve the more. So both two groups show significant improvement in the word meaning test after receiving the vocabulary instruction. And here I'm going to introduce the improvement in learning word spelling. So for these two kinds of group, they also made a progress. And also the significant improvement in the word spelling test after receiving the vocabulary instruction. And here is the discussion. Students improve their grades in word meaning and word spelling tests after vocabulary instruction. And what's important is that the experimental group shows significantly more improvement than the control group, because I believe I apply the board game in the experimental group. Yeah. So here I would like to share the reflection on studying in UA. So first I'm going to share about the life in the University of Auckland. I feel very grateful because the University of Auckland provide us many different kinds of activities and classes, whether in-class activities or out-classes activities. For example, the syntax class, the science class, art class, and music class. So I was impressed by the music class. For the inner circle people who sit in the inner circle, they just close your eyes and listen to the voice. So for the people who stand on outside the circle, they just crumble the newspaper and let them to feel like the sound of the rain. So I was really impressed by this class, and I think it's very interesting, and I'm really thankful that the Dr. Zhang designed this kind of different kinds of curriculum for us. And here is also the life in my school, because we have a 1 week observation in my school. So for the school, they consist of different countries of people, students. So it helps me to know and how to teach different kinds of people. And what's impressed is that in Taiwan we use paper and books, but outside the countries, in that countries they use Chromebook. It was very professional, yeah. And we also have the 1 week visit in local school and have the teaching demo and try to teach. Yeah, and also New Zealand is a place which filled with valuable nature reserves. So when we on the weekend we will go aboard and traveling, because travel far knows more. So I really like the New Zealand very much. So the final one is my homestay. My homestay is Indian. So when my first time I met with my homestay, they asked me, did you eat spicy food? I say, yeah, I ate a lot. I like spicy food because in Taiwan I will eat lots of spicy when I eat it. And then after dinner I thought, wow, the food from India is really spicy. And next morning I sit on the toilet for a long time. Yeah, and I know not better, not worse, only different. A different spicy. Yeah. So and I tell my homestay that I do not eat too much spicy like that. So that's different cultures, and I think it's very unforgettable. Yeah, and this is all my presentation. Thank you. This is my email. Feel free to contact me whether traveling spots or anything else. Thank you very much.